Madison here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I just thought I would make a video for the winning stamp set that was in the Choose a Stamp set that I posted on my Instagram and also my Facebook page. So the winning stamp set was Dragonfly Dreams. And so I'm going to make a card using this stamp set bundle. So I will also be using the Thinlits dies also with this card. I have already cut out most of my pieces, but I will also put the measurements under down here in the video, so that will all be showing. I'm going to use the Falling Petals embossing folder, the Cupcakes and Carousels Designer Series paper stack, the glimmer paper from the Celebration. So I will give all the item numbers and everything. So I'm going to be focusing on Bermuda Bay gold, and then I'm going to be using one of the Cupcakes and Carousels paper there. So I'm going to be using Bermuda Bay ink, some dimensionals, some snail adhesive, and some glue dots in this card. I just wanted to show you how cool it looks to emboss this foil. So I put it inside of my embossing folder, and I just put it where I see the most designs coming up on the top part here. So right along that top part. And I'm going to put my foil in almost to the bottom down here, and I close it shut. And then I have my Big Shot platform, and then I put a clear plate down, and then I put my embossing folder and another clear plate on top. And now we're going to run it through my Big Shot. I'm going to try to do this without not bumping into you guys. So I'm going to run this through using my Big Shot. Just like that. And this is what it will look like when it's done. So pretty. Our foil sheets with our embossing folders are some of my favorite things. These would be so expensive if you bought a sheet of them at the store. So super easy with a huge effect. All right, I thought I would start with my base layer. This is an 8.5 by 5.5 and scored in the middle at 4 1/4 of Bermuda Bay cardstock. So I'm going to use my bone folder to get a really tight crease on that, and then I'm going to set that aside. I also am going to use the sentiment from the Dragonfly Dreams stamp set, the sentiment that says, "Thanks for the smile and everything else." So I'm going to use my Bermuda Bay. Pop that open, slide, and I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to put my sentiment down in the right-hand corner. 1, 2, 3. I'm also using the Stampin' Up! Pearson pad underneath my stamp because when you're using a photopolymer stamp, it gives it a really clean image when you use the piercing pad underneath. If you have photopolymer stamps and you do not have a piercing pad, you can also use a mouse pad from your computer. I'm using my Stampin' Scrub to clean off my stamp, just so that that is done and out of the way. And that is all we are going to do with the Bermuda Bay. And now we are going to flip this over, and we're going to use my snail adhesive just on both sides, and then a little bit more up in that corner. And then I'm going to put it all the way, almost all the way, leaving a little bit of a gap, like a border there. So that's how we're going to put that down. And now we are going to put our our window acetate sheet down. This is so pretty, and I think it adds a really, really pretty element to our card. So I'm going to just put it almost all the way over to our sentiment here. And then I am going to put down, I used the petals, I think Falling Petals is the name. Yep, Falling Petals embossing folder on our foil sheets. So I'm going to just put that down right here, and I'm going to adhere it with our snail adhesive. So I'm going to put it on all 4 sides, because when you're using an embossing folder, it is just really helpful to hold it down so it doesn't pop up on any of the edges. So on this one, I'm going to go almost all the way, leaving about the same amount of a border as I did on the other side. And you will get some fingerprints if you push down too hard, but you won't be able to tell too much. So that just gives a really fun element to our card there. So we're going to set that aside, and now we're going to do some work with the Big Shot. Okay, now we're going to use our Big Shot, and I'm going to put down 2 different kinds of paper. This is our gold foil sheet, and this is our Bermuda Bay Glimmer. And I'm going to use this die from the Dragonfly Dreams Thinlits dies. And I'm also going to use this die. It is the medium of the Dragonflies, and I'm going to put that down on my glimmer paper. So I just cut those so that they would fit the size of the die that I was using. And now we are going to run those through my Big Shot. And it is going to crinkle my paper, but that is okay. Okay, so we're going to run that back through this way. Because of the glimmer paper, we just want it to get through all those little creases. Okay. Okay, after we're done with our Big Shot work, we will take those dies out, and so that'll just punch that right out. And I'm actually going to use my die brush and my foam here just to get all those tiny pieces out, and it does a really, really good job. So this is a brand new Thinlit, so sometimes it wants to hold on to it, but usually I can get it out pretty easy. Otherwise, they have these really handy places that you can poke your little piercer through just to get out all the little pieces. So if that were having a lot of trouble, I would just do that. But look, all those little pieces, I think all but one tiny little one there. All of the rest of them came out using that brush. So it's just so, so pretty what that glimmer does. I love this glimmer paper. It is so pretty. And then this one just pops right out of there as well. That gold foil stands out so, so much. So I'm going to take a couple glue dots, and I'm going to put it behind the glimmer, and I'm going to pop up both of these sides right here. So I'm going to put my little glue dot right here behind there. So I'll open up my glue dots, and I'm just going to put 2 on the back of their little head and body. So I'm going to, if you can see the little glue dot right here, so I'm just going to stick the head on there, and then I'm going to do another one on the body. All right, there I can see it. And that'll go right on the body there, as you can see the little glue dots there. And then we are going to take our gold. And we'll match up the head and the body. Just push those on down there. And then those sides will pop up. And we are going to use some dimensionals on the back of the dragonfly. We'll do one down here. We'll do one here, here, and then one more. So we'll do 4 dimensionals on the back of that little dragonfly. And then earlier I cut out this die using the same glimmer paper. And what I wanted to do is I actually split it up so that I could use this one die for 2 different cards. So this is the bottom 2, what I cut out, and I used my paper snips just to trim off the little piece that was in the center here, and then I cut right around the wings at the top right here, and we're going to use that on the card. And then the top 2 I just cut around where that body was, and I used the top 2 in the card that I already made. All right, the last little bits to this card, we're going to add the 2 little pieces with some glue dots. We'll put one on each of the bodies. There's one, and then we'll use this little guy right there. So I'm going to put these little guys right here, and I'm going to kind of bend up their little dragonfly wings on the edges, just so it's kind of coming off the card there. And now we're going to pull the backing off of our dimensionals just to finish up our card. Okay, so we've got that pretty little guy there, and we're going to put him right up at the top there. Just push down so our dimensionals are adhering, and we can bend those up too. But that is our beautiful card. This was the winner of the Choose the Set to Use, and I think it came out so, so pretty. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you can come back soon.